Hello everyone and welcome back to Tech Digest. My name is Lionel. Today we are going to be talking about common tech myths that have been existing within the tech world for years. Today I'm going to attempt to break down and possibly debunk some of these myths.
Tech Digest.
The first myth I would like to speak about today is about megapixels. Do more megapixels actually mean a better camera? Now, a photograph is made up of several tiny dots, and 1 million of these tiny dots is equal to 1 megapixel. So a megapixel count simply tells you how big or clear a photograph will be. Should you choose to expand the image or possibly print it in large format? Now, the reality is that image quality depends more on sensor size, lens quality, and processing software rather than just megapixel count. A larger sensor with fewer megapixel count can actually capture more light and detail, especially in low light. The bottom line here is that look at the whole camera system, not only the megapixel. Consider the sensor size, the lens, and also the image processing software within the camera. So let's no longer fall for the megapixel marketing strategy. The second myth we'll talk about today states that you need to drain your device batteries completely to 0% before you plug in a charger to charge them. Is this true? The reality is that this was true for older nickel-based batteries. But lithium-ion batteries, which are mostly used today, do not have to be drained to 0% before you charge up your devices. They actually do better when you charge your devices between 20 and 80%. The third myth states that when you're browsing and you switch to incognito or private mode, what it does is that it completely switches your mode to private and prevents anybody from tracking you. Internet service providers, networks, and websites can still track your activity online. It's however useful for keeping local history clean. What it does is that it regularly clears your browsing data and history. But this is only on your local device and is not online. So no, it does not keep your browsing history private. Now to the fourth one, and a very popular one. It has to do with cell phones and signal bars. It is believed that the more signal bars you have on your cell phone gives you a better call quality or higher internet speed. The reality is that the bars only show signal strength to the tower, not network congestion or network quality. You might have full bars but have very poor network if the network is congested. So no, this myth is not true. Higher number of bars on your device does not necessarily mean you have a clear network. The next one is this. It is believed that Apple devices or Mac devices do not get attacked by viruses or malware. The truth is, the Mac operating system is more secure by design, but not immune. Malwares that attack Mac operating systems do exist and are actually on the rise. You should always deploy good security practices regardless of what operating system you find yourself on. Now, another myth is that when you close background apps on your devices, it actually helps to save battery. The truth is that constantly closing applications and reopening them actually consumes more battery. The newer and more modern operating systems we use have a very efficient way of managing background applications. So no, it actually saves more battery to leave those applications running in the background so you can recall them very quickly, rather than closing them and constantly calling them back from the start. Now, another very funny myth is that the modern operating systems we are using today do not need antivirus softwares. Now, while Windows and Mac operating systems have inbuilt security systems, additional security layers like behavior-based scanners and malware protection, in addition to firewalls, are still very useful, especially from phishing and ransomware prevention. So no, antivirus softwares are still needed in this day and age. The last and very funny myth I would like to talk about today is that 5G networks are harmful to human health and are also linked to COVID-19. This is ridiculous. The truth is, there's no scientific evidence to support this claim. 5G uses non-ionized radiations, which are not strong enough to harm human DNA or any cells for that matter. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and say no to that myth. If in the future, however, there's any scientific evidence to support the claim that 5G actually has any harmful effect on human cells, we'll be sure to come back and update you. On that note, I'd like to bring this episode to an end. Please go ahead and leave in the comment section any tech myths you know about, and let's have a conversation. And please remember to subscribe and stay tuned for more tech tips. Until we meet in the next one, stay informed and stay smart.